We ask permission to all the divas of this place to start this work. We are surrounded. We've been waiting for this for a long time. And there's no way we can stop it. It can be slower, it can be faster, but it's going to happen. And it's the dream of the land of Mother Gaia that needs to come out for us. And this willingness is going to bring joy, abundance, and healing to each person that is going to be in contact with the project. Some people have been devoting some of their time already, years, and other people have devoted generations of work to get the place to the point where it is.
I'm Carol, and I inherited this property a year ago from my parents. And my parents put a lot of effort into this. They love the garden. They've spent most of their effort on bird projects and helping the birds. And now my mission is to help the land do what it needs to do, the water do what it needs to do, and to help people, not only the birds. So the birds are here, of course, but I'm here to expand that vision and to ask for all your help. Thank you.
My name is David.
My name is Kate.
My name is Andy.
My name is Nicolas.
My name is Brian.
I'm Katia de Luisa. My name is Marta. Me and my husband started here as a handyman, handicare, exclusive. I have feeling the calling to change my life and to do something for the world, something good, stop all the contaminations, start eating good. But I never have the time to really think about it and start with the change, starting with myself, so I can go with what is around. So I really feel like if I help cattle, I help myself too. So it's like a combination that we can do together. And here I am. Everything I can do, I go for it.
No? And we're going to add this to our altar because fertility is what Gaia likes the most. And fertility is what we are on the planet to create. We are like worms. Our action needs to create this, the soil. This is the only thing that we can really eat. From this comes everything.
The overflow from the pond there comes to this pond, and then the overflow continues on down. It used to go to some other things that since it becomes defunct. So the water does recirculate, and it does go back down towards the bamboo again, so it goes in a big circle like that. And it's a ram pump which works without electricity, and so that it's just if you build the ram pump right, you don't have any more resources that you need to do. So this is an open space for meditations, for yogas, for whatever ends up being developed here. And this area used to all be bird cages for parrots and for macaws. And now it's going to be an organic garden. There'll be water catchment around here, and it'll all be, with your help, a great place.
This, to me, walking around the corner and coming upon this is a beautiful, beautiful sight. It's got a huge amount of open southern exposure. And I like the terracing on the outside, the chains, and you run off. First thing I think to do is to formalize the edge of this down there and bring that up so that this whole area is one level. That's a normally expected amount of amendment you need anyhow in here.
Okay, this is the Bodie house. This is the second house on the property where the manager lives and where the volunteers will be living. There are 2 volunteer rooms, room for 3 volunteers, and then the manager has the main part of the residence. And Carlos, who has worked here for 13 years and knows the property really well.
Smile, you're on candid camera.
Right.
The farm is connected by a system of walkways and paths that enable us to go from the higher ground to a lower part of the farm. These paths can be used with vehicles and have been used to move the materials around. The farm used to be a garden from the original Lancaster agronomist and botanist, and so
Lago is rich of biodiversity. The volunteers are invited to work with this biodiversity, understanding the amount of interaction between the trees and the flowers and the birds and all the creatures involved in this rainbow of life.
Okay. This is a swimming pool that normally gets filled with the overflow from what's not needed for the house from the water from the spring. And it needs a bit of resurrecting, but it's been used as a swimming pool before. And other possibilities would be a tilapia pond and to use it as water catchment for any farming that would be down here in this area. And so this is open for development also. But this is the ojo de agua that supplies the water to the house. And all the overflow that I was talking about with the ponds in there, and the overflow from the catchment system that runs the pump puts the excess water here in the swimming pool. And the ram pump works without electricity. It works completely by using the weight of the water to come on down the tube to compress air, and then when the air has had enough, then it pushes the water back up another pipe and it goes up to a large tank at the side of the house.
And this is a place that can take hundreds of people camping, and we can have a gathering of botanists or yoga in this big area with unpermanent buildings that take care of the situation, the little situation of the land. And we can really use the space. This is actually, in my vision, this is the most powerful area in the property beside the Hospital Springs.
Wow. But a lot of trees.
Mangosteen.
Oh, there's another Rio Segundo, which is a polluted river, which I would like to help clean up and have all kinds of projects going that are where schools and students are integrated, and maybe the government and maybe corporations would be integrated in all helping to clean up the rivers in this area. So,
bamboo is an amazing plant. It's a giant grass. Some of the bamboo are from Asia and some of the bamboo are originally from Latin America. We love bamboo. We use bamboo for growing. We use bamboo for farming. We use bamboo for the beauty and to show the power of nature, how incredible it is. In this case, we are in the presence of Dendrocalamo gigantus, one of the largest bamboo on the planet, and it clearly loves it here. And on the side we have a plantation of Guadua angustifolia from Colombia. We're going to integrate all these materials in the construction and in the landscape, introduce more bamboo using these edges that are humid enough to sustain the growth, this fast growth of this plant. Pura vida.
and look at the size of this tree. I mean, really.
Oh, you mean like the original? I've never seen so much monsters in this field.
Spring is the feminine energy of the property. It just comes out of these two big, huge rocks and makes this beautiful pond. We call it the grotto. And we can use the soil, that silt that washes in it, we can use that for fertilizing the gardens, and then more comes on in. And this is a beautiful meditation area. It's maybe the sacred, the most highly energetic spot in the entire property is right around here, with all the energies coming out of these rocks.
There's all these rocks to meditate. Several people can be here. They can just sit on all the rocks and try and feel the generation of the energy coming through those rocks. But I found this not too long ago, I guess about a year ago, and I was just knocked over by the energy in this spot.
It's cooler and calmer.
That provides water for the house most of the year now. It used to provide it year-round, and the water table's shifting a little bit. But this is the male source of energy here on the whole property. It's in this huge, beautiful bamboo grove that we call the Bamboo Cathedral. And the water comes out of the rocks here into this beautiful protected space. And that's the water that goes down to the ram pump and then is pumped up to the house and is used throughout for people and for irrigation in the garden.
Queridos amigos de los alimentos naturales, aquí estamos a 5 minutos del aeropuerto de San José. Algunos aviones se pueden escuchar. Es un punto muy estratégico. Está floreciendo, está germinando, está creciendo un proyecto holístico, un proyecto de jardinería natural, un proyecto de permacultura, de sanación y, por supuesto, la comida cruda no puede estar afuera. Aquí estamos haciendo una lasaña de zucchini. Tenemos parte del relleno que va a ser el coliflor, otra parte que va a ser el plátano maduro, los zucchinis salados para que escurran todo el agua, van a ser las diferentes capas. Vamos a hacer un side salad con esta mezcla de verdes como el kale, el hinojo, algunas lechugas y zanahorias, todos de la huerta orgánica permacultural biointensiva de Gaia. Y como siempre el secreto está en la salsa. Entonces hemos preparado aquí una deliciosa salsa para acompañar esta lasaña que tiene tomate, cebolla, aguacate, horseradish y algunas otras especias más para hacer de esta una exquisitez imperdible.
The water flow on this property was the biggest headache from the beginning because no attention was given to where the water flows. So the water flows underneath the floor, the water flowed right into there, the water was coming into the peeler room, the water was destroying the whole side. So what we have right now is temporary fixes. It's not the perfect situation, but it's fixes that help to keep the land from washing away and the house from being totally destroyed. So that's all we've got right now is temporary fixes, because I believe that you fix what you can with what you've got at the moment that it's needed, and then you make it better later.
So here we are, the second part of the workshop. We have been able to localize the buildings. We use some technology with the internet to get a better view, a more clear view. We have localized the springs, we have localized the fruit forest, we have localized the forest, we have localized the house, the existing bodega and the existing tank, future tanks, the garden, the greenhouse, the existing garden in the back of the volunteers house, the parking lot, and a future space for the fruit stand and market where we can sell the products from the farm. So now we are getting to the end of the workshop. Now we are going to do an hands-on practice, plant something here in the property according to the design, according to the principles that we've been practicing all day. We get some papayas, it's something everybody likes, and we have already one papaya on the property that really liked the climate and the situation. Queridos amigos, dear friends, this is the end of the workshop. We are doing the most important part of it. We are planting the seeds of hope, the seeds of life and abundance. And here we are with Carol. This is our farm, La Granja de Carol, a place where you can come and find a moment of relaxation in and out of Costa Rica, or take part to one of our amazing workshops about organic farming, natural healing and natural construction. Look on our site, soon the program for the year is going to come up, and you're going to be able to meet Carol and me and the team of the Honest Gardeners Organic. Pura vida.
Pura vida.
Pura semilla.
Pura semillas. Pura vida, amigos, sigan sembrando y que viva la clorofila.
Otra permacultura, Operation Pura Vida.